Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Bastards YouTube channel. Got myself, Nick, here, as well as Terry, here for the post-mortem. The big loss again today, this Sunday, for the Red Sox in the finale against the White Sox. This one was definitely a kick in the pants, I must say. The offense decided they didn't want to do a damn thing outside of really Adam Duvall. Pitching wise, Kutter Crawford threw, gave you 6 innings, gave up 4 earned runs. Bullpen was half decent, Terry. Must say, at least there's a positive glimpse of hope there with Bernardino came in and threw a nice, I think, inning and a third. He did pretty well from that. We had some mental mistakes in the field. We got to talk about that on this lovely show and think about the upcoming series against the Miami Marlins, which starts on Tuesday. So, first of all, Terry, welcome you in. How are you tonight?
Kind of surprised we couldn't beat the dumpster fire Chicago White Sox. We haven't really won a series in a while outside of the Yankees series. You know, you split with the Twins, you lose to the Rockies. I think we lost to the Guardians right before them. So, hasn't been, a great month of June for the Red Sox. And we've got a scrappy Marlins team coming up. But, man, and the frustrating thing to me is Chicago, the White Sox have the number 27th ranked bullpen. So you got Kutter Crawford, who's been fairly solid.
Yep.
Today should be a relatively easy win, and we go 5 for 34, 5 hits.
That just can't happen. I'm sorry. It can't happen. Red Sox baseball fan base, if you think this is acceptable, you got to look at yourself in the mirror. I mean, this is just, I loved your take you had, and I have to put you on the spotlight. But Dan Shaughnessy, he's one of those guys that love-hate relationship with so many people in our Boston area. And you described it perfectly. The Red Sox under Hein Bloom are like the Great Depression. I ate that up. I just want to say that was one of the best takes that I've seen in a while. And you hit it right on the spot there, my friend.
That's what it is. I've said that on the regular podcast during my intros, and that's what it is. The level of incompetence here, under Bloom is just unreal. And the Bluminati they love finishing last. 75% of the time, we finish in last place all the time. To paraphrase that line from Anchorman, it's just been so bad. And Kutter Crawford, I've pointed out the relatively easy offenses we've faced, and then today he gives up 4 runs. He was fortunate to not give up a couple more home runs than he did. There were some balls that died out towards the warning track early on, and I think right now we're starting to feel the absence of Chris Sale. And we touched on James Paxton yesterday. They think he's going to make his next start, but they did say the knee issues flared up in his start before that. So I don't see where the confidence comes from that he'll be ready his next start. And we've got a spot starter going on, I think, Wednesday. So I don't know if that's going to be Brandon Walter again. Hopefully it won't be the kid we got from the Angels there, Justin Garza, but things aren't trending well here for the Red Sox.
No, not at all right now. And it's at the point where you're at that middle of that season point where the deadline's upcoming and everything. And on this day, on this time here right now, this team is not a buyer. This team is a seller. 1,000%. If you can't hit against some of these lame teams of the Minnesota Twins and beat them, and you can't sweep the Chicago White Sox, we said it right here. Friday night I said it. You said it as well on our show that we did yesterday. This is a series that you have to take. You have to beat up on these teams. They go on these 6-game runs, and then they split, and then they absolutely tailspin and can't even beat some of these just ridiculously should be slam dunk opponents. And it makes you question the direction the team's heading, where they're headed. how you can even convince people that, this team's going to be okay. I can't. You can't legitimately say right now that this team will be in the playoffs or playoff contention right now come September and into October. You can't.
I don't see how you can. And the offense has been the great equalizer for us. It's helped us go on a couple of winning streaks, and you had a 6-game win streak end last week, and since then you've dropped 4 out of 5. And I don't see where the wins are going to come from. The rotation has too many holes in it. Garrett Whitlock will make a start here against the Marlins tomorrow. We'll get into that in a second, but he's coming off of one of his worst starts.
Sure.
Got hit hard. The bullpen not trending well. We just saw Josh Winkowski give up 3 home runs in over the course of 2 innings, 5 hits, 3 of them were homers.
Yep, meatballs.
You're getting, every area is just substandard right now. And then you can't play defense. I mean, we saw today with Tristan Casas just kind of freeze, didn't throw the ball at home, could have caught Andrew Benintendi between second and third in a rundown, but
sure,
got rid of the ball too fast. And that allowed, he threw it to second. Benintendi, sprinted into third, was safe. When do you ever remember first base being a problem as far as defense goes? I mean, Hanley Ramirez was one of the worst left fielders we've ever seen. So they put him at first base, and he was more than adequate.
Yep.
And now Hein Bloom can't solve it to save his life.
So what I've noticed is a lot of it's mental mistakes. It's not understanding the situation that's playing itself out, not knowing like a runner's on second, and they forget that, oh yeah, I could make a ground ball play and I could throw it a second, or I could throw it to first. It's the mental game. And I had a baseball coach back when I was in high school and everything, who was a preacher of being in the moment, knowing what your situation is, playing it ahead of time. So, if that ball's hit to you, you know exactly what to do with it. And Casas, to me, is just a head case. I think that's the best way of describing how he's been this season. He's in his own head. He can't figure out how to consistently hit major league pitching right now. He can't figure out the situations that come to itself fielding a baseball. And I just think that he's his own worst enemy, Terry. I must say that. He is his own worst enemy. And that's why I was a big advocate on putting him down with Worcester earlier on, until he kind of got out of this funk with hitting, just to kind of get him right. He's just not right. So this is what you have to deal with right now, is growing pains. A rookie going through all these problems right now is you're seeing your worst nightmare right now, folks. So the Red Sox, thankfully, have a day off tomorrow. They will be playing the Miami Marlins on Tuesday, back to, I think it's Fenway. Are they back to Fenway, or are they on the road? Yeah, they are back to Fenway, I believe.
They're back at Fenway.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. However, Whitlock will be starting, much like you said, and I believe it's Alcantara that's going for Miami for Tuesday. That's your probables for that matchup.
Yeah, Alcantara is the reigning Cy
Young
winner, and he hasn't been pitching very well. I think in his last 2 starts, he's
2-6,
5 earned runs, 10 hits in each of his last 2 starts as well. So I don't know what the malfunction is there. Garrett Whitlock, as I said, coming off of one of his worst starts of the season, and not just in that he gave up 4 earned runs. He gave up a lot of hard contact throughout his last start. So I'm going to go with Whitlock just because Alcantara's been way worse, but it's not a matchup I'm comfortable with. Let's put it that way. I will give the slight edge to the Red Sox.
This whole upcoming series makes me uncomfortable, especially now with the fan base being back here in Boston to witness what's gone down on the road here the past few games. They better shine. They better shine. That's going to do it here for another Bastards of Boston YouTube show. Have a great rest of the weekend. We'll see you all soon.